So it's before 5 a.m. Getting ready at the in-laws to head out to meet Justin Rhodes and his family. They're doing like a farm tour. That's part of a Kickstarter for his new book that should be coming out next year. I'm kind of excited. So hopefully we get some stuff that goes on today and get some good video. If not, it's just a good experience just to be there in the moment and not trying to record. So here we are at the gathering before we get started. Just kind of signing in, meeting everyone real quick. That's their house that they're remodeling. You see the chicken coops behind me. We're just waiting for the class to start and we're gonna get ready.
And go do a tour. I'll give you more lessons and stuff like that on what you can do with the various homesteads.
So here Justin is going over a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about the chicken coop. The goose was very loud, very protective of the chickens apparently. Here he's turning off the electricity fence and he's showing us how he does his composting pile using chickens.
These guys were ferment.
And these pigs are way bigger in person than you can think on camera.
We were just making sure. I
did get the opportunity to feed the beefcake, the male pig.
Got out the other day and just sounds like.
So that was a pretty cool experience. But yeah, as you can tell as I get closer, he's way bigger than I am.
Matt did it. He did it. Who wants to feed cupcake, cheesecake? I forget which one she is. One of those cakes. Same thing over there.
But yeah, pigs were super friendly. Pretty cool to see them up close. It was just pretty cool how he has this setup here, and he does deep bedding with the pigs through keep them separated. He uses these for breeder pigs to produce feeder pigs that he raises for meat or to sell.
And a lot of the water will just go into the compost, and then they'll be encouraged to eat this. We'll talk about the system later, but they're going to eat that fence there.
So you can see he threw food on the pile there, and it helps the chickens, encourages the chickens to start scratching and pecking it.
For the first time, we did the compost out here with the chickens this year, and we're really liking that. So it's a good thing I didn't build a fence, because if we really like that, that means we need a 52-inch tall cattle panel with poultry wire fence, as opposed to if I would have made something more permanent.
He was going over permaculture ideas of where you wait a few years before putting anything permanent. To kind of test it out to learn where it should be before you make anything permanent on your homestead.
Okay, don't have problems. It wouldn't be farming without problems. Yeah. Tell yourself that. There it is.
Cows were very vocal to let us know that they were ready to be milked. So Justin's dealing with his family, or not dealing with his family, but moving the bull cow out of the way. His family's helping. He has his youngest son in his arms there. You don't really notice how much of a steep incline these hills are from the videos, but it was a good little walk. He took turns making sure a bunch of people who wanted to volunteer could have an opportunity to do something, one of the chores on the farm. That was part of the Kickstarter that he did for his new book that's coming out.
Food preservation. There's food on hook. It's milk on tap. No canning, no freezing. Go out there and get some milk. And a gallon a day, just a gallon a day would be 8 pounds a day. Oh!
Cal got a little hungry and knocked over the food. Like you said, you can't get upset with these things. They're wild animals, and it's going to happen regardless of what you try.
That's true, because when you're milking, you actually don't want to pull down. A lot of people come out here and they're pulling on the teat. I'm like, no, just squeeze. What I'm doing here is I'm grabbing a teat and I'm cutting off. I'm first squeezing at the top, and then I'm doing like this, and then I'm going down, squeezing as I go. You learn that technique.
You can see the milk coming right out of there.
At first.
Sort of in the bucket, sort of not.
So he does, he follows like what Joe Salatin teaches with multi-species paddock grazing. So the cows were all in one paddock at one time, and then he moves the sheep in behind them afterwards to finish kind of mowing it down a little bit. This helps cut down on the different parasites, because what harms or harmful for the cows isn't necessarily harmful for the sheep. So it allows you to do more livestock on less fields, as well as also get more fertilizer on the fields as well.
Servicing about a dozen ladies. My mentor thinks he's got a little bug, or he has been very busy. He's pulled some muscle. So we'll see what happens. We definitely need our male sheep to be strong, and we need him to kick this, because if he's going to be breeding and we're going to be keeping those offspring, we want them to be naturally strong and thriving here.
So we're done milking and everything here, and doing some of the other chores and talking about how to have a milk cow.
I talked about what you could. Everybody was getting $1,000 back, and I said, well, what if you put $1,000 into chickens, and you put $700 building this coop, and then you bought your chickens, you bought feed, how much would you get back? It's amazing if you invest $1,000 into egg-laying chickens, or raised bed gardens, or crops. That's gonna flood.
So all these designs on how to build these things are in the book that he goes over. And they're really good and really practical. And it's interesting how this chicken coop actually lines up with his deep garden, or his garden bed. It sits right on top to use the chickens as to stir it up and fertilize it before you plant.
I thought you were going to say from getting them, from going underneath and getting them. I have had people say raccoon that can get in there, go underneath and go like grow 20. You'll get 12 at the end, for sure.
So the thing behind him is his chicken turkey shaw for raising turkeys.
And, if you had more than 12 made it, then you got some to give away as amazing gifts or to sell to help supplement. So I went to Joel's and I measured his gobbledygook. I measured how far the perches apart. How much space did he give for his?
So a lot of this grass that you see here, this field, is a lot of his pasture he uses for growing vegetables and stuff. And he'll rotate the chickens through it to till it and to fertilize it.
This is 150 square feet. This is 2 100-foot nets. Kind of like that pine tree, but it's kind of leaning over.
This is just some land that he had recently cleared to try to get more pastures for his sheep and to be able to run his cows and stuff through once it gets up and running.
So this I broke a little bit of it because we put our feeder lambs in this big.
So it was great afterwards. We got to do like a Q&A and ask him questions and kind of meet his family, so that was pretty nice.
Do those things. You can do 3, do layer chickens, it's the easy crossover. Like a meat chicken, my God, guys, you can grow, if you get 100 chickens and they all make it, you're gonna have 400 pounds of meat in your freezer in just 2 months. That's movement speed. Steer would take you 2 years to get to that.
Alright, so we just finished the Justin Rhodes farm tour for his Kickstarter for his new book. It was pretty fun. I had a good time. What do you think?
It's good, very informational.
Yeah. Got to meet a lot more perspective of the size of the animals. So like the pigs and just the hills that he has here and he works with. But yeah, family was super nice. I think everyone had a good time here. It was a good experience overall. So thanks and goodbye.